Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another movie theory video, as usual per week. I do these on a weekly basis, so subscribe if you want to check out for that. But this time around, I'm going to be doing another movie theory video, and this one I'm going to be doing the theory: did Stanley Kubrick, fake the moon landing? So yeah. Now the moon landing in and of itself is already a conspiracy theory on its own. Just to give you a bit of background on the moon landing. Um, Basically a bit of background on the moon landing. Basically, it was part of the Apollo space program. There was like 12. There's 12 Apollo spaceships, launched to the moon, and they say that the 11th or 12th one was the one faked. They say that the astronauts did not actually walk on the moon. And yeah, now going with the conspiracy, the real life conspiracy, the one that has nothing to do with the movies, the actual conspiracy theory, they say that the stuff within the environment of the moon, or of how it's supposed to look like, don't fit the description of what NASA had at the time. Also, if you look at some of the footage from from like the moon landing, they say that some of the rock formations from the background look kind of similar. Also, there's this rock that apparently has the letter C on it, like the letter C, or yeah, that. So yeah, like almost like a marking. Also, that the flag, the American flag, has waves on it, even though there's no gravity on the moon, amongst other things. So yeah, now this one goes into say who possibly directed this moon landing, and most point to Stanley Kubrick. To begin with, Stanley Kubrick, before the moon landing happened, he directed 2001: A Space Odyssey, which which part of it is set on the moon, and it features advanced special effects. Um, and yeah, basically it's one of the best known. It's claimed to be one of the best. It's claimed to be one of the best sci-fi movies out there. So yeah, I've never actually seen this one, but I really do want to see it. It's one of the few sci-fi movies I want to see, because I tend not to like sci-fi movies, but it's one of the few I actually do want to see. Um, so yeah, basically because he directed 2001: Space Odyssey, people say that he possibly also faked the moon landing. People also say that he boldly showed us off in the Shining, the Shining, whatever. To begin with, there was a room number in that movie. It was room number 237. It's based on a book, on a Stephan King book. I believe it's also the same name, the Shining, whatever. And in the book, the room number is 217. Yet in the movie, they change it to 237. And people say that the possible change was to allude to the fact that the distance between Earth and the moon is 237,000 miles. So yeah. Also, the kid Danny, or yeah, Danny, whatever. He has a sweater, a knitted sweater of the Apollo rocket ship. They say he also, that's like to allude to it as well. Um, so yeah. Also, it says that there's a mockumentary based on this idea. It's called Dark Side of the Moon. Not the album, not the Pink Floyd album. It's a mockumentary. It's a mockumentary from France, directed by William Carell. And from 2002, Dark Side of the Moon is based on the fact that the Apollo 11 was faked or whatever. With the help of Kubrick. So yeah, from what I'm reading right now, it doesn't actually feature Kubrick, but it does. Not like it doesn't feature Kubrick. So yeah, basically how the story goes supposedly is that Kubrick was approached by the government, the CIA, NASA, whoever, and was asked to make the moon landing after his success with 2001: Space Odyssey. he filmed the moon landing, and then he goes on to film the Shinning, where he alludes to these possibilities in that movie with the number being changed and the kid having the not the sweater with the Apollo rocket ship. So yeah, now to go on with the conspiracy, also the moon landing conspiracy. Um, they say that the devil is in the details, such as the rock formations being extremely similar, and that since there is no gravity in space, that the flag shouldn't be waving. Um, so yeah, now there is a possibility for the flag explanation. And what NASA supposedly says, they kind of make sense. I have to admit, it does make sense a bit. It says that since the flag was folded up inside the rocket ship and then it was taken out, and expanded on the moon, it would stay, with the creases and whatnot on space. Since there is no gravity, it wouldn't be able to fall. I mean, if it did, it'd fall. So since there is no gravity, it'd be floating up, or close to no gravity. So yeah, they also say that in many of the pictures there's cross hairs and red strips visible, and basically so yeah. Now I don't know exactly what a crosshair is, but yeah. Let's see what else it says here. Also, that there are some photographs of the moon from the moon landing, and they see not the moon, sorry, of Earth from the moon landing, Earth and the sun, and they just don't really fit the description of how they're supposed to look like, theoretically. So yeah. Also, they say that if you look at some of the edited pictures, there's like edited pictures of the original pictures, and they say that if you make it brighter, or you see the more brighter ones, you notice some details that you wouldn't notice from the original pictures, such as the crosshairs, or whatever. Also, they say that the cameras have been fogged by the radiation, supposedly, and that the film was kept in metal containers that stopped radiation from fogging the film's emulsion. Also, furthermore, film carried in by unmanned lunar probes such as the Lunar Orbit or Luna 3 was not fogged. So they're talking about how the camera anglings, they don't really match up as to how they're supposed to be. Also, the astronauts could not have, theoretically, they could not survive the trip because of the exposure to the radiation from the Van Allen radiation belt and the galactic ambient radiation, radiation poisoning, health threats to the cosmic rays, basically. Some suggest that the Starfish Prime, a high-altitude nuclear testing of 62, was failed in an attempt to stop the Van Allen belt. Also, the cameras, if they were to be on the moon, they would have also been very close to the sun, and theoretically they would have melted. The Apollo 16 crew could not have survived a big solar flare, firing out when they were on the moon due to the sun and its proximity. Footprints on the moon dust are unexpectedly well preserved despite the lack of moisture. Which I think that could be countered due to the also gravity. But then again, I don't know much about astronomy, astrology, whatever. So yeah, there's also mechanical issues such as the lunar modules have no blast craters or signs of dust scattering. So basically, when it lands, let's say this is the moon and this is the spaceship, the probe. They should have made like a dust cloud, and should have been like a crater right in the middle, but there wasn't. So yeah, yeah, and also there's the transmission. There's also some transmission errors that there should have been more than a 2-second delay in communication between Earth and the Moon, considering that the distance is close to 400,000 kilometers or 2,500 miles, as I said before, like 247,000 miles to be exact, or something like that, close enough. The typical delay in communications were about also 0.5 seconds afterwards. Uh, the park's observatory in Australia was billed to the world for weeks as a site that would be relying on communication with the first moonwalk. However, 5 hours before transmission, they were told to stand down. So there's a part in Parkes Observatory, which is in Australia. They were supposed to be one of the people keeping an eye on the moon landing with communication-wise, but hours before it, they were told to not do it anymore. Also, there's missing data from tapes, blueprints, and the technology. Also, the several deaths of the NASA people working at the time since then. So yeah, like, and also mysterious deaths. Apparently, one was struck by a bird, bad weather, and there was a fire, car accident. Um, yeah, so just awesome, just very mysterious deaths. And then there's Kubrick, as I said before, the moon landing. So yeah, I know this was kind of a mix between the actual moon landing conspiracy and then Stanley Kubrick. But I think that this one, the few that I'm gonna have to mix. Comment down below if you ever want to see me do videos on actual conspiracy theories. Like, instead of doing just movie theories, I could do like TV theories or actual conspiracy theories. Comment all that down below. Let me know. I'd actually love to do that. Maybe I think about it. I mean, maybe I have thought about expanding at least to TV shows, series on TV shows. But maybe I could do some real life conspiracy theories. Tell me if you guys ever want to see that. Maybe every Friday I could do, sometimes movies, sometimes TV shows, sometimes real life conspiracies. That'd be pretty interesting. Comment down below if you would ever want me to do that. So yeah, I'll leave probably between 2 and 5 links down below so you could see how much data there is. I'll leave a link down to the 2001 Space Odyssey Wikipedia, the moon landing conspiracy theories, the moon landing Wikipedia, the actual file or website, maybe even the Shining, a link to the Shining Wikipedia, because most of this is where I'm getting this off. So, and maybe there's some other links, because I have gotten some of this research also off some other links. So, yeah, but Wikipedia is the main help I'm getting from the most part in this case. So yeah, I'll probably leave like 5 links down below. So definitely stay tuned for that, or just look down, get informed. So yeah, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie theories every week. Usually post them right around Saturday. So definitely do stay tuned for that. Also, I do I review movies, TV shows, and comics. So definitely stay tuned for that. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on this theory. Do you think Kubrick faked the moon landing? The one thing though, that I'm really hesitant on believing the moon landing is fake is, where would the rocket ship go? Because you could see videos of the rocket ship actually leaving. But where the hell is the rocket ship gonna go? Because let's say it were to blow up, there'd be the observatories who be able to see the quick flare, because there also is no oxygen in space, so theoretically there could be no fire. But if something were to blow up, there'd be a sudden flash of fire, and that would die down easily. So where'd it go? And also, I don't think it could splash in the middle of the ocean without being all too noticeable either. I mean, maybe like very middle of the ocean, or maybe it could crash in Antarctica, but still, it probably either affect the environment in some way, in a very mysterious way, or someone will have been able to see it in some way. And also, because that was being filmed going into space, if I'm not mistaken. So also, where would that go? That's the one thing. I think that's a major counter argument. Where the hell would the rocket ship go? Now, is it possible that the astronauts could have stayed and the rocket ship could have gone? Definitely, but I mean, maybe they would have just given it an X amount of fuel, let it go off into space, reach whatever distance, and crash on another planet. That's another theory that it's actually here. So yeah, but yeah, that's basically one of my major counter arguments. Where the hell would the rocket go? So yeah. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Movie reviews, movie theories, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews is what I do, amongst other things. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on this theory. Can you think of any other counter arguments besides where the hell will the rocket ship go? And you see any other evidence that will probably prove this theory? Also, Mythbusters did an episode on this, and they disproved the moon landing theory, but you know, who knows? So yeah, subscribe, comment down below, like this video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer, and that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.